About a week ago, Prime Minister, there was this big expose in the THA, and you had a number of things to say about it at that time. Also, you spoke about you seeking legal advice. What's the latest concerning that matter?
Well, as I talk to you now, I have taken some legal action. I have issued a pre-action protocol to the so-called whistleblower who has participated in the creation of this monstrous lie implicating me in serious criminal conduct. And I have consulted my legal advisors, and a pre-action protocol has been issued to this person, and they have time to respond, and I would approach the court on it.
Yeah. Yesterday, the Chief Secretary Farley Augustine was quoted in the newspaper as saying that you don't know what you're talking about, referring to you and your statements. And he said he gave the impression that what he did in the THA was appropriate. He also spoke about when you would have raised certain matters in the Parliament concerning email gate, as it is being called. And he was saying it was similar, what he did last week and what you did. It's tantamount to the same thing.
I don't really want to get into any analysis of what the Chief Secretary said or is doing, other than what I've done there, which is to be on my way to the court on the matter. The Chief Secretary clearly has difficulty in respecting his elders, and he will very soon learn that he will have to respect his betters. To give me advice of not knowing the Tobago House of Assembly Act, you who have just put your toe in the water and just come into the public domain, is a kind of arrogance that is unbecoming of somebody in whose so much was, expected of. And I am not going to be the arbiter of his statements or behavior. I will simply say, though, that to compare what I did in the Parliament with what he did, there's a fundamental difference. I went to the Parliament with what I considered documents which required an investigation, and I went to the Parliament by way of a motion which allowed the entire Parliament to respond to what I did. It was a vote of no confidence that I filed. He went to the Assembly with a statement which couldn't be challenged by anybody and lives under the privilege of the institution there. Even though the standing orders in the Assembly says that the conduct of the Prime Minister ought not to be raised in the Assembly except by way of a substantive motion. So for this little upstart to be getting up and getting on the way he's getting on, and comparing what I did in the Parliament as justification for what he's done, and being egged on by people who should know better, that's part of the problem in this country. And I will take my cue from what the law permits, and that is why I'm going to sue the person who lied on me. And that is going to go to the court. And in a quiet, air-conditioned place, where cross-examination and a determination of fact is going to be the outcome, that is where I am.